Hey y'all, how you perking? Hope you perking good. So, Michael Jackson. This is one of those, it's an old request. It's one of those quote unquote timeless types of things people have asked. So we're here to revisit this and see once and for all what the answer is that we can find out to the $1 million question. These accusations that were brought against Michael Jackson in the early 2000s, and he was acquitted of them. Was there actually some truth, some validity to that, and a criminal got away with it? Or was he innocent of everything and they got it right? This is where we're going to find out. We're taking a look into this right now. I am a licensed mental health clinician as well as a spiritual intuitive, and in these videos we take a look at the tea with the tarot. These videos are always meant to be helpful, not hateful, so if you're down with that, join the family here. We'd love to have you, me and Penelope here in her pretty little yellows. So, in addition to subscribing and tapping that notification bell down there, you can join the Perk Squad for 5 extra perks if you'd like, including exclusive video content and shout outs like this one. Shout out to you, Eden. Big hugs to you. Thank you for being a member of the Perk Squad. We love having you here. Alrighty, y'all. So, let's go ahead, pull up the cards and move this microphone right here. Okay, so as I shuffle up, I'll do what I guess I've been tending to do here as I shuffle up and give any kind of disclosures that I need to give. I would say I grew up listening to Michael Jackson's music, loved it, king of pop, icon. I respect the man, and I didn't know what to think. My phone's going off. Suspected spam. Okay. I didn't know what to think when the allegations were brought up against him, and I have not been the type to go down rabbit holes about it. I know that there are still to this day some people that claim that he was not innocent and that there were shitty things going on behind closed doors. And I know that there's some people that are like, are you kidding me? You wouldn't hurt a fly. And there still seems to be some sort of debate over that. So we're going to take a look into that today, see what we get here. As always, this is all alleged, just my interpretation, okay? All alleged, just my interpretation. But we're going to go ahead and see what the cards have to say about this. And again, think of this as just entertainment. Obviously, I'm not an attorney, and the man has passed away years ago, and I want to, be respectful about that as well. So I'm just looking into the question and not going to be getting into character assassinations or any cruel bullshit like that. So let's take a look here in terms of guilt or innocence, in terms of, was there anything fishy going on around children or not? Let's see what the cards have to say here. Alrighty. Let's shuffle up. Okay. Interesting. It's interesting that they're already giving us cards with kids on it. That these are cards that usually stand for kids in these readings. So I'm going to get a little bit of extra context, of course. So, okay. Let's get context card on both the kids' cards. Oh, interesting. On this relationship card as well, because that too is interesting. Alright, let's just go ahead and jump into it with what we've got right here, and we will move from there. So, from what I'm seeing here, I will say that seeing these two cards here with the children on it, these are both in the upright position. And when you see them in the upright position, that's a good sign here, because that is a sign that these children that are being illustrated here are intact. Things are okay. They don't have horrible trauma for years and years and years and years and stuff like that. There's this is good. This is a good sign to see that. However, look at these context cards on top of this. We've got this Five of Wands upright here and this Three of Swords upright. This is conflict and tension. This is heartbreak. So even if these kids are showing up in the upright position, as in they're unharmed and intact, there is something here that's conflict oriented and hurtful. And so we're going to take a look into this to see a little bit more about why that's coming up. And I'm just going to put it here in the middle, since both of these are kind of on the same page here. So let's just get a little bit more insight into that. Ooh, interesting here. There is a money card. There's a money card, and it's a money card in reverse. And so again, I have not gone down rabbit holes of this case. I remember that this was happening and going on in the media around the time that I had started college. So I was more concerned with starting college than looking at this in the media. But this is kind of a money card here, and in reverse it's like not getting money. So I don't know if there was somebody that was expecting money and they didn't get money or something, some kind of way. I'm not even sure why Michael Jackson would be giving money to anybody, like any kids or anything like that, but I do see a money card right here. I also see the Moon card. This is hidden agendas. So this to me feels like gold digging, because this is definitely an energy here of I've got motives, I've got plans, there's something here that I want, and there's money here. And it doesn't to me feel like Michael Jackson would be asking for money, because why? He's the king of pop, he's rich, he's loaded. So this feels like some kids asking for money, or maybe kids' parents asking for money or something like that. But I'm seeing some sort of asking for money. I'm seeing a hidden agenda here. Let's get another one on top of this one. Okay. So with this, I see a situation that was trying to get better, but it kind of couldn't. That there was always a focus on bad things. So it's kind of like, how sometimes you feel like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, that no matter what you do, people are going to focus on a certain aspect. And so it does feel like people were focusing on a certain aspect and keeping this from being able to get better. Oh. This is interesting though. Let me pull these two to the side, because this is kind of a bit of a bombshell here, and I want to make it to these before I get to the bombshell, okay? So I'm just going to put them right over there, and let me get to these first before I get to the bombshell. Over here, I see a relationship, and I see this King of Wands in reverse. And so relationship card, King of Wands in reverse. This is some sort of relationship with some sort of male. So Michael Jackson having some form of relationship with some male, and it doesn't have to mean a romantic relationship, although it could. This is just in general a relationship card. Doesn't necessarily, again, say it's romantic or not, but I do see a romantic relationship over here with this male. And if we're in keeping with this kind of directionality here, I'm seeing this as him feeling like this is kind of like, your own inner alignment. So it's like as if he felt like he was connected to this person. So some type of a way he felt strongly connected to this male. Now they're putting here with this King of Wands card. So they're not putting here like a super childlike energy. So whoever this is somebody that could have been, at least teenage years. Now I know about ages of consent and things like that. So I'm not saying what's good, not good, okay, not okay. But what I'm saying is that this person here that it's showing he felt a great connection with doesn't feel like it was like a baby, a toddler, a kid in elementary or middle school. This feels like, we're talking kind of closer to high school or above here. And that he would have felt very connected with. But again, see here, this ties into this. Again, I'm seeing this female figure and I'm seeing this money stuff around her, but she's in the reverse position. So it's somebody that feels like they don't have money. And so there is somebody associated with this guy, with this young guy. This woman is associated with him, and she just seems to be all about money. So again, we're seeing some themes here, and there may have been cases where people tried to use him for money or tried to extort him for money or blackmail him for money or things like that. And I'm definitely seeing that show up here. If that's something that is known and out there, I am seeing that shown up here. I distinctly didn't want to look too far into this because just in case I was seeing anything in here, I didn't want to kind of taint how I would perceive it, so I didn't look too far into this, but I do see that right there. So to the bombshell, let's pull these up. I'm going to shuffle these back into the deck and pull up this bombshell and see where we can take this. So let me pull these back up and shuffle them into the deck here. And again, this is all alleged, just my interpretation. So, okay, let's see here. What about this bombshell? Okay, I want a card on each of these for context. Wow. Wow. Okay, so here we have Michael Jackson, and he is in the upright position here. So that's important to mention because upright positions are good positions to see these people in. If he were really, truly malicious doing these very bad things that he has been accused of, I don't know that he would be showing up in the upright position. I think he would have been showing up in the reverse position. So for him to be showing up in the upright position, that's a good thing. However, the Justice card is here. That's all about the legal stuff. And I see the Justice card in reverse, which means that there are some things that flirt with the line here. Unfortunately, justice here in America is pretty black and white. Either it's this or it's that kind of thing. There's not a lot of gray area in there, except for what you can prove versus not prove. Gray area in the U.S. is all about circumstantial stuff. If you have circumstantial evidence, but not hardcore, real, tangible, established, undeniable evidence, then that would be considered gray area, and that's what we're looking at here. And when I get the Queen of Pentacles on this in reverse again, I'm seeing a money thing. So what this is feeling like, I'm just saying what I'm seeing here, don't shoot the messenger. What this is feeling like is, it feels like he could have engaged in some behaviors that were flirting with the line a little bit, that were doing things that were considered inappropriate, but that weren't necessarily something that you could prove being illegal, that you would have, again, irrefutable proof to show. And there seems to be, again, a money component on this. So let's say there's a mom out there that thinks, oh, you did this with my child? Technically, that's not illegal, or technically I can't prove it. However, I want to mention this and see if I can make a buck off of it, kind of thing. which is interesting. And I do see that here. I see the relationship, another relationship card, okay, the Lover's card. I see it in reverse, as in some sort of a relationship that got torn apart, got a wedge put between it, got it broken up some kind of a way. And again, the Sun card on it. So that same card that we got earlier that was representing kids, we get it again. And again, it is in the upright position. So for this to keep coming out in the upright position, and for him to come out in the upright position, this is, to me, reiterating that I'm not seeing some, disgusting, incessant, depraved behavior aimed at kids. Like, I'm not seeing that kind of thing in here. I'm not. What I'm seeing here is this. I mean, this looks like, a castle, some rich, wonderful home. So I'm sure he lived in a rich, wonderful, lavish home. And this is about having all kinds of ideas and about wanting to kind of keep to himself. And from what I was aware of, it seemed that he was the type of individual that did like his privacy or to keep to himself or things like that. Not everybody wants to be in the limelight all the fucking time. So it does show that. But I'm not necessarily, again, seeing things here that look really bad. However, I am going to look a little bit more into this legal thing, this bombshell that they put here in the middle. So let's see. What are we seeing about this gray area thing? Okay. All about timing. Yeah, so again, it feels very opportunistic here. It feels like something happened that just happened to be the perfect time for that perfect storm to hit that would be a negative thing for him, and that he felt like his hands were tied with this, damned if you do, damned if you don't, again. And he felt like, here's again, money. He felt like he had to do something for people. So I don't know if he ever paid people off. Like, truly, I've heard people say there were rumors of him paying people off. I don't know if that was ever confirmed that he paid people off, but I am seeing that here. Which is a very interesting thing to do. Yeah, and there it goes, represented again by money with a card about greed. Shit. Come here. A card about greed and a card about conflict. So it does seem to be like, here, don't do that. Here, what do you want? I'll give you what you want. And so this kind of feels like, oh, if somebody, alleges something and they get this from it, then, maybe more people will want to try that same thing because it's profitable. So it feels right here more like it's profitable to prey on Michael Jackson, from what I'm seeing. And again, all alleged, just my interpretation. So I'm seeing him try to put distance between himself. So again, yeah, this is like payoff to be like, shh, stop, what are you doing? I don't want to have to deal with this. So it does have a hush money feel to it. Now, with hush money is usually not a good thing, because hush money is usually hush because I did something and I don't want you to know. But this is seeming more like hush, don't start something because I can't put that horse back in the stable if you try to start something here. So that's what this is more seeming like. Yeah, exactly. With this feeling like, when's this going to end? So I'm kind of feeling bad for the man here looking at this. And I'm sure a lot of other people do too. I kind of feel bad for this. Yeah, people were just running with it. Absolutely running with it. And here we go again with that hidden agenda card. So I'm seeing a lot of things here. The most I've seen so far about his guilt, per se, alleged guilt, is that I have seen stuff in here that was flirting with the line, stuff that seemed inappropriate. So I did see that. But so far, everything here looks like people trying to make something out of not much of anything so they can profit off of it. So this does feel pretty vulture-ish to me. But I'm going to pull this up and just hammer down on that last bit there about, guilt versus innocence. And again, This isn't technically a court of law. This is just me pulling cards here. All alleged, just my interpretation. But in terms of any potential guilt, could there have been any kind of potential guilt? We got a flyer down here. We got 2 flyers, so let's pick these. Rearrange my necklaces. All right. So 2 flyers. What else we have here? Okay, so none of these cards are the types of cards that scream guilt to me. None of these cards scream guilt, okay? These cards up here, again, money cards about him being loaded and people being full on aware of that. So I do see that. And I do see this though. If there's anything even getting close to the idea of guilt, if we're looking here, there's something here that is, for the lack of a better way of saying it, like emotionally disturbing. So there is a chance that emotionally he went too far sometimes or did things that could be considered inappropriate sometimes because of these emotional struggles here. Here, again, I'm seeing him being smart about things and trying to go in the right direction here. So I'm seeing him, try not to do anything that is technically, illegal. The swords are the legal suit. I'm seeing these in the upright position. So again, I'm not seeing anything here that would strike me as illegal, but here's the emotional thing. So that's where the wiggle room is that I see here. I see emotional wiggle room here where it's like, I don't know a whole lot about his past, but what I do know is that I have heard people say that he had a rough upbringing, that it could have even been, abusive. Not sure if I'm allowed to say that word. And that can mess you up emotionally. And it seems that his emotional scars could have caused him some sort of issues or caused him to cross some lines in an emotional sense. So maybe he said things that maybe you shouldn't say to kids, or maybe he did things that would make kids feel some sort of a way emotionally that perhaps it's not the best thing to do to kids. And I'm not trying to trivialize that to say, oh, it wasn't a physical thing. It's just an emotional thing. So don't worry about it, because I understand. I, of all people, understand emotional wounds sometimes are bigger and deeper and harder and worse than physical wounds. So I get that, but these still don't feel predatory. These don't feel like that, okay? It just feels like, I didn't know better, that maybe that wasn't an appropriate thing to say to a kid. And so, like, as an example, what they're putting in my head right now is, say there's an adult that is like, oh, I love you, Jimmy, and they're saying, I love you, Jimmy, to a kid in a weird way, with a weird relationship, in a way that maybe a mom would be like, please don't tell my kid you love them like that, or something like that would feel a little weird, or things of that nature, like, stuff like that. I'm getting that, there could have been some things that he may have said that could have come off as inappropriate, that you'd have to be careful. So again, I'm seeing gray area stuff. Nothing here that strikes me as like, holy moly, illegal, horrible, bad, deranged. I'm not seeing that. So going on with that emotional stuff, what more, if anything, are we allowed to know about that emotional stuff? Y'all, here he is again in the upright position, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, dealt a hand of bad luck, Hangman card in reverse, stuck with this for a long time. So it's like he dealt with bad stuff, got hit with a bad hand, and it lingered on him and stayed on him for the longest time, to the point that people are still requesting this reading today, and the man has been passed on for probably a decade now. I don't remember what year exactly he died. I remember I was out of undergrad at that time, but not yet going into my master's program. So it would have been around 2008, 2009 when he passed. And so, yeah, about a decade ago, more. And people are still, questioning his guilt or innocence. And so that's actually kind of sad. I'm just going to say that's actually kind of sad to me. So, again, anything else we need to know about him and his guilt versus innocence? Okay, there again, Hierophant card upright, which is kind of like mediation, court, things of that nature. Conflict card here, and boom, money card. Money card, y'all. I think he said inappropriate things. I think he maybe emotionally was inappropriate sometimes, where you're flirting with that line of, sometimes it's okay to tell kids certain things, and then sometimes maybe it's not. Sometimes it's okay to have certain relationships with kids, and maybe sometimes it's not. So I'm seeing things like emotionally something going on there that, quote unquote, normal, typical, average adults shouldn't or wouldn't do, because it would feel a little weird to some people, or feel a little weird to some people's parents. And so I think he was flirting with a line of inappropriateness. I will say that. It does look like he was flirting with some lines here, and that he probably crossed some lines that would have been uncomfortable to certain people. And that is something that should get stated if that happened. That isn't something to just sweep under the rug and just let it slide. However, I'm not seeing the darkest, gravest things that he was accused of. I'm not seeing that kind of thing here. And I keep seeing the common theme here of money and greed. And so take that for what you will. Take that for what you will with what I'm seeing here. All alleged. Just my interpretation. If you'd like a private reading with me, then in my description box below, you can go to my website, BeasTalksAndTarot.com, and schedule a private reading with me. I've got all kinds of things on my website and description box for anybody that is interested. Let me know your thoughts, especially people who had this request, who followed this case deeply and know all the ins and outs about it. What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? What I will say is, please be respectful in the comments. Be respectful to Michael Jackson. Be respectful to any people who spoke out against him. And be respectful of the tarot reading and my interpretation of the cards. And last but not least, please be respectful of each other in the comment section. Moderators know that if people are wildly inappropriate or hateful, that they are allowed to hide/remove those comments. And so, just throwing that out there. But anywho, there's that request filled. Sorry it took so long for me to get to it. I'm going to blame Penelope, because I want to put the blame somewhere else than myself. Even if I know I'm to blame. But anywho, y'all, don't be a stranger. Come back and see me, and I will talk at you later. Bye, love you, minute. Bye, love you, minute. Bye, y'all. She gets so twitchy when she wants snacks. Did Daddy give you a piece of banana?
That was rice cake.
Oh, that was rice cake. Mm-hmm. Trying to go low-cal for you.
I don't know. Actually. Scooter. Don't pretend.
Oh, gosh.
No. Just one.
She just like squinches her whole body up so fast, like a really fast accordion. It's okay. Do the accordion. Now she won't do it because I said, oh, there she goes. Because of the rolls on her back, it looks like an accordion squishing. She is so fast and twitchy. She's so little. You're little, but you tubby tub, which is why we have to quit with the snacks. We gotta quit with the snacks. Y'all don't even want bananas, so y'all need to quit acting.